I'm so glad that you decided to come to another session. In this session, I want you to be wealthy. And again, I've done lives on wealth before, so if you are grabbing your pockets and freaking out that somebody wants you to be wealthy, it's the truth. If there are more wealthy people in this world, life would be so much better. But we're not going to be talking about wealth today. What we're going to be talking about is prioritization of your 8 essential life areas. And what that simply means is that this sheet, what you want to do is you want to take these, all right, and you want to put them in some kind of order so that you can start making good, solid decisions and making decisions that will give you value back, they will be easier to make, and you will then be taking your life and actually designing it the way that you want it. So understand that this order that I am showing you right now has no bearing in your life. Zero. Okay? It has bearing in somebody else's life. All right? And we've talked about it in the past that these are going to ebb and flow as you go through life. You're going to have certain events in your life that are going to change, and it may shoot that priority up or it may cause that priority to go down. But we are going to be talking about all 8 of these, and then how do you actually apply it? Because it's very important. So I need you, and I've asked this before on the last video, to go ahead and prioritize each one of these. And once you've done that, then go ahead and start the video again. So the way it works is pretty easy, all right? The prioritization is what's important to you. And then the next thing that happens is you put your money where your mouth is. You start making decisions based on this information and this list. And understand, and I mentioned it just a second ago, as life evolves, things are going to change. And that's okay. This is not in concrete. And I can guarantee you it's changed more than 4 times in my lifetime. And do I keep going and taking out the trash and rearranging stuff in order to make my life better? You're doggone right. Why? Because I want a good life. I want something called health. So health is a high priority. Mental health, physical health, way up there. But that's my opinion. All right? So what we need to do is actually get down to brass tacks and actually follow through on this. All right? It's now time to implement it. All right? So here we are. The story is that I had social. You know, that's one of these right here. Social. As a higher priority than occupation and money. All right? I had it written down. I had told my people, my family, what the values were. And guess what? I had a date with my children. And I got a phone call about an hour before the date. All right? The date was to go out and have fun, spend time together, do things that everybody in the family would enjoy. All right? So, on the phone, when I got the phone call, I grilled this individual. And I made the decision after grilling him that I could travel an hour out and an hour back, mind you, and I would be approximately 20 minutes late to this event, this appointment that I had set with my family. Now, when I brought this up and explained it to my family, they were not happy. And they brought up the fact that my money was not where my mouth was. That I had lied to them. I had broken trust because I was going to run off and chase my occupation and money over my family, even though in my list my family was higher. All right, so guess what happened? I regretted that. That was a bad decision. because it broke trust with my family. And I was doing a behavior that increased my stress, increased my overwhelmment, caused me to lose trust in other relationships that were more important than a brand new spanking relationship. All right? So, another great story is Truett Cathy. Truett Cathy, in his life values, had the spiritual much higher than the occupation. And that's why, to this day, Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays. He didn't want his people, his employees, his guests, to have to work on the weekend. It was a time for family. It was a time for rest. And I can tell you, I spoke to the guy personally. I asked him, that's a heck of a decision, because just one day is 1/7 of your income. And it's also a weekend, which means that you're losing family time. Well, everybody's out. They have an impulse. They go to Chick-fil-A. They eat. They spend more money. He didn't care. And I have to commend an individual that has his priorities of life written down in concrete and does it on a repeated basis. All right? So now is your time to set those priorities and put them in order, and we're going to give you a chance to test it. Okay? All right. So the first thing is that what we're going to do is give you a scenario. All right? You are going to spend $7,000. Now, you have your choice. You can spend it on your education, for a new vocation, because you're tired of the occupation that you have now. Or you can just blow it on lottery tickets, gambling, having fun, whatever you want. All right? Now, understand that these choices have impacts in your life as far as your vitality and performance in the bedroom, because we're talking about money. We're talking about investing in yourself versus a weekend out, a night out. You can blow $7,000 in a casino pretty quick. You can definitely blow $7,000 in a very, very short period of time. All right, so we're just as a hypothetical, we're going to use this this list, this order, okay? And what's going to happen is now we're going to go through it. All right? So, you'll notice that the occupational is very, very low. All right? So that means that you're not really excited about getting your current occupation. That's a low priority. Now, if you spent that money on an education, you'd be investing in yourself, which means the chances of you having more financials goes better. And also your social will increase because you're going to go into another echelon of friends that you will meet and be able to relate to and have a relationship with, and it may spur new job or opportunities. So, spending money on education for a new job, how does that help your mental health? Well, it builds confidence. It builds skills. It allows you to be more resilient, okay? Does spending $7,000 on your education for a new job help your physical health? And the answer is it keeps you active. So yes, what's happening is that your physical health, you're going to be studying, you're going to be going out, you're going to be meeting new people, you're going to be walking, you're going to be talking, you're going to be thinking. All of that is very important to the action in your life and physical health. All right, does spending money on education for a new job help my emotional wellness? Yes, because you are then challenged, and that's part of the emotional balance, and also you're meeting new people. All right? So understand that I'm asking the same question, only changing it between mental health, physical health, emotional wellness, spiritual, social, environmental, occupational, and financial. All right? So what every time you ask the question, you need to realize, is it a yes or is it a no? Okay? Does spending money on education for a new job help my spiritual? And the answer is that yes. It allows you to be a broader base on a volunteer basis. It allows you to be a mentor. It also allows you the ability to tithe because you're going to be making more money. It allows you to be in a much calmer space because you are now able to manage your occupation and feel really good about the new occupation that you're taking on. All right? So, does spending the money on education for your new job help your social? And I've answered it a couple of other times up above, and the answer is yes. You'll meet new people, you'll have new relationships, and these might be the best relationships that you've ever had. And you can meet a significant other while at this new vocation. All right? So, let's see. What about does spending money on education, the $7,000 on education for a new job, help my environmental? And the answer is no. Well, and the reason why is that your house will be a mess. You'll neglect your chores because you have this added stress and you have these added challenges, and your environment is going to change because you might, if you've taken time off between the last time you had an education and going in an education now, yeah, you're going to have a little hard time getting back into the groove. But nonetheless, once you get that routine down and get the habit down, then things will change for the better. So, it's like, I'm going to put it in as a no, because when I take on new challenges, my environmental just takes a dive. So does spending money on education help for a new job help my finances? And the answer is absolutely. The goal with this spending the $7,000 is to be able to find a job that you're happier with, healthier with, you like the people, you like the work, you like the challenge, so your finances should improve. Now, if you are going to art school or you're going to getting some kind of education where there's no return on investment, and it's a lateral move, not a step up, then the answer is no, it's not going to help you. All right, so does spending money on education for a new job help my occupational? And the answer is absolutely. Because right now you might be in a dead-end job, spending the $7,000 gets you into a new job and gives you new skills in order for you to be able to advance and feel so much better and have more control in your life. All right? So the majority of those that we just finished talking about are positive. So far we're looking good. So let's just say that we had, out of that group of 8, we had 6 that were positive. All right, so let's do it. Spending money on the lottery, does it help my mental health? Absolutely, because you're having fun, you're out there, but as soon as that money's gone, how do you feel? Do you go into depression? Is that money that you're already making and you can burn it anyhow? You've got to understand that there's the short-term reward and the long-term reward. And the lottery, especially if you don't win, probably will not fulfill that long-term. Does spending money on lottery help my physical health? And the answer is absolutely, until you figure out you haven't won, and then the short term kicks in, and your long term, because you spent all this money, and then it goes into depression possibly, and you start moping around, and you think, oh my God, what just happened? Well, that is going to wear on your physical health. And if you happen to have a spouse and it was what I call a financial infidelity, the bedroom is not going to have any action. And there might be even some more anger and fights that go along with your emotional wellness. All right. So spending money on lottery, will it help your emotional wellness? And the answer is only if you win. And what's the chances of you winning $1 million? Probably 1 in 100 million. So how does that make you feel? You know, does that make you happy? I mean, emotionally, do you get thrilled that you can pull off a 1 in 100 million win? You know, I don't know. You've got to answer that. Does spending money on lottery help me spiritually? And the answer is no. I don't know how it could possibly. You know, anybody have a comment? Go ahead, comment. Tell me. You know, betting money on a lottery is a spiritual thing. Now, if you win, I can assure you it's going to be a spiritual, because you're going to do the happy dance and you're going to go around and you're going to have a great time with God and bless Him. Does spending money on lottery help my social? And the answer is absolutely yes, but only if you win. Because you're going to be standing there with all your family, or you know, you're going to be making some friends that are gambling with you, and you know, depending on what you're playing or in the lottery, you know, everybody's going to be standing around the table watching you do the scratch off or waiting for that big night, you know, and then the phone calls will go out and everybody will think you're you know, either you had a lot of money or you don't have it now and they need to, you know, not loan you any money. So what does spending money on lottery help your environment? And the answer is absolutely, when you win. And what's the chances of you winning $1 million? Not much. So, and you know, does spending money on your lottery help your financials? No, only if you're winning. So does spending money on lottery help your occupation? No. You know, if you win enough, you can just quit the job and be done with it. So, you know, you see how with these prioritizations, you can start making decisions that are going to have a great impact on your life. You can see that when you ask that question, your life is actually going to change for the better. You're going to have a design, and you're going to know what value things have. And when you use that technique that I just showed you, it's going to be pretty exciting for you because it's simplistic and it's easy to reproduce. And the other thing is that it incorporates your family, your social. It incorporates all the different aspects of your life, so you're going to have a better life. Go ahead, comment, tell me that you wouldn't believe some of the things that I've said. Go ahead, challenge me. We can have a discourse and we can have a conversation. I want to thank you. You have a great day.